Number 3 in Unit 2, the key differences between acquiring first language L1 and learning a foreign or second language L2. Of course, learning L1 language, the main language, would be much easier than learning a second language, because if you are learning your main language, so you are totally immersed in a community who is fully using the language as their main language in their daily communication and in everything around it. So you are totally immersed and into deep in the language in your daily routine, so it will not be hard for you to learn new words and new vocabs, or to know the basics of the grammar of your main language. But for the L2 learners, they are not intensively exposed to learning language only. They learn it from the school through dealing with their teacher and their classmates only. So their source of learning is only from the school itself. So it won't be easy like learning their mother tongue. But there are some influences that would affect learning second language. Like, for example, number 1, degree of intelligence. So the degree of intellect, their level of intelligence and how bright they are would drastically or extremely affect their learning. So of course the level of intelligence differs from person to another, so that's why the level or their learning also differs. Number 2, the learning style. So if they are using different styles of learning and they are using many activities, many strategies, that would improve their learning process. Number 3, the motivation, the inner motivation, the outer motivation, that also affects the inner motivation, the students themselves, the outer motivation, the community motivation, their family, the teachers, and how they motivate and appraise their students would improve the learning process. Number 4, the language proficiency in L1. If they are well versed in their language, in their main language, they would be more effectively learning the other languages. And I'm speaking about well versed here. I'm speaking about the number of vocabs and how they are well versed in learning grammar and in making correct sentences and speaking the language fluently. So they are good in their language, they would be also good in learning other languages. Number 5, the prior learning. And prior learning, here we are meaning here the prototype and the expectation, what they are previously think about the language. If they are thinking it's learning English language, it would be boring, it would be all theoretical learning. And if they have this expectation, the prototype, what they think previously about learning it, it will not acquire too much. But if they are thinking about that learning English is so fun, and English teachers are amazing, and it's too easy to learn your language, and that would make learning and acquiring language for them much easier. Number 6, the pattern of the classroom activity. If the teacher states rules and she makes patterns for her learning activities and strategies that students can work according to it, it would extremely improve the students' discipline, and also if they are disciplined, they will learn better than the other classroom which has no rules and no standards, no curriculum, no strategies, and so everything would be in mess. Number 7, your behavior. Of course, the teacher should study carefully the culture that she will go to it, and she will work according to their traditions, their beliefs, their their way of thinking and type of mentality. So she have to adjust her behavior according to the culture itself. Number 8, the gender. Teaching for boys is way much different than teaching for girls. It's way much different for teaching for mixed culture or mixed school learning. Of course, the teacher should consider this so much. Number 8, the female participation. In many cultures, they don't expect too much from females, and females themselves, they will not have high dreams. So for in the future, so such these cultures don't females then in their in this situation don't participate a lot. Also teachers should according to the culture and understand such these behaviors and to learn how to deal with it. Number 10, appropriate topics for learning. It's also related to the culture of self, so the teacher should be careful in choosing the topics and the points that she will go through. So if it will contradict with their beliefs, their traditions, their especially their it could be taboos or something like that. It should be very careful in if she will go through it, or it should consider this carefully. Number 11, the participation. Of course, in the communities that participate a lot, or in schools that participate a lot, will way much be better than who don't. Of course, participation will improve the learning process and improve the acquiring process. Number 12, the communication style. There are many ways of the communication that teacher can use in passing her ideas or her points. So there are some ways of the communication styles that teacher can use according to the situation itself and the circumstances also that she is basically in. So number 1 in the types of communication styles, the direct style versus the indirect style. The direct style versus the indirect style. Direct style, it's from its the meaning means to speak directly, straight forward, pass your points directly, and to be precise and concise in your words. No beating about the bushes. You have to not speak from under the table, or so you have to speak directly. It means to speak honestly and respectfully. Of course, your words should be honest and in a respectful way. Avoiding ambiguities. Ambiguities means the words that has two meanings, so all your words should be with one meaning. Indirect style. Indirect style, if you want to use examples or stories or frequent use of implications, so you are not speaking here in directly, you are just telling some cases or stories to deliver your point. Number 2, the idea focused style versus person focused style. I will give you an example here. If you are talking about the idea or talking about the person, so if you are talking about the idea, like you are talking about lying, so this is idea. It's not related to a person, it's an idea, just lying. Your topic is about lying, so no person here. Disagreement is acceptable, so you can criticize the lying itself freely. No offense here. So there is no personal attack in your speech. So you can speak freely, you can disagree freely without any restrictions. The person focused speech or communication, if you are talking about like Laura's acts, so you're stating a person here, you're talking about her acts and Laura itself or herself. So there are the same thing. Idea and person are not separated. Disagreement is handled carefully, so you have to be careful in choosing the words. So if you are disagreeing with what she did, this means you are attacking Laura herself. So this could be offensive. So people, when they are disagreeing with this point, they have to choose their words carefully because it could be highly offensive.